and that work is tainted by money or greed. A lot of you will have been asking me the question why Sick Boy has disappeared now, as well as YouTube on streaming services. It's a video that was very close to me. It's a video that told my story about my health. It's a video that told the story of many other people who have been gaslit by the medical community. It's a story of greed in the music industry, ironically, funnily enough. It's also a song that I poured tens of thousands of pounds into for a music video, for promotion. It was also the leading title of the only #1 album that I've got, so I was very, very proud of it. And we'll no longer have that song, guys. And I want to go into the reasons why. Also, I do recommend sticking around to the end of this video, because I've got a very exciting announcement about all of this that relates to all of this right at the end. People who have been following me for a while, they'll know the sort of person I am. They know the principles that I have, and they'll know how I treat other independent artists. So they'll know why it was so important for me to have to make this video. And I want this to be as unbiased as possible. Obviously, I'm emotionally affected by it, and that may leak in, right? But I want to share entire clips of these conversations so there can be no doubt. Also, if KUJO and his girlfriend want to share any more screenshots of other those conversations, I encourage them to, because I believe that this should all be public knowledge, so there can be no doubt. Rather than taking people's words from it, I would like them just to see transparently what has happened here. To give context for all of this, back in 2022, I buy a beat from BeatStars, right? For anyone who doesn't know, BeatStars is a platform that connects producers to artists who need beats. I do produce most of my own work, but I wanted to find some hip-hop beats for inspiration. What I would usually do is buy a beat, arrange it slightly differently, tweak it myself, add my own vocals, add my own layers and stuff like that. I find this banging beat, right, from a producer called KUJO Beats, which I buy an unlimited license for. This is all very important to keep in mind for later on, right? I buy an unlimited license, which means that I am able to put it on all streaming platforms and get as many streams as I want, and all recording on platforms like YouTube, etc., right? After I do this, I send my YouTube guy that I work with, and I send the publishing team an email just giving them a heads up, being like, yo guys, I bought this beat, they need to be registered correctly, content ID needs to be turned off. I'll put a clip of that. I'm putting screenshots of those messages here, just in case KUJO claims I never did this. I did.
Thought I'd send you guys this to make sure nothing will be breaching the contract. We will need to turn content ID off when distributing the audio and visual. Yep, that's true.
I also went the
or else the audio visual strike sort of works weird.
Extra mile and messaged the team and said, look, we need to credit him on Spotify credits and stuff like that as well, because sometimes artists don't always fully credit producers. I think that I forgot to do it in the YouTube description for like the first month or two, and then I updated it, and then he was fully credited the whole time, right? That was just a lapse, because there was a lot going on. I was in Canada treating and stuff. But anyway, he was credited fully, like, very soon in, everywhere. And as far as I was aware, registered everywhere. So I don't think anything of it, right? Also, in the BeatStars contract, it says very clearly that the person selling you the beat has to own the beat. And if there are any elements of the beat that he doesn't own, he has to let you know. This is very important to remember for what is to follow as well, right? So yeah, I think there's no problems. I buy the beat, I record a song. This is before things have blown up with my music, so I'm still pretty underground artist at this point. I record the track, put it out. I even get a message from him at some point, which is also important to remember because of the hypocrisy of this whole situation. Just like, wicked, I love the track, okay? Remember that too. Before I begin, I just want to add this. I have no problem with BeatStars. I think they're a very innovative company who actually help people make art, which I'm very, very passionate about. I think the contracts and the things you're getting into could be clearer, because we're now in a situation negotiating older tracks bought from BeatStars. I would love to talk to the if anyone from there is watching, I imagine they will be at some point. I would love to talk to the CEO, founder of BeatStars, face to face, just because I want to understand how something like this could have happened, and I want to understand why it escalated the way it did, because from what I've heard, he's someone who cares a lot about artists, and someone who creates a platform like that I think must be very passionate about music. I'd love to chat to you if you're listening, and I'd love to figure out why this happened and how we can stop things like this happening in the future. I also think that there needs to be a bit more stringent checks on if people are selling unlicensed samples, because then things tend to get a little bit sticky like they have here. Anyway, that's it. I have no problem with BeatStars because I'm not interested in going to war with them, because I think that it's really cool that there's a platform like that exists for artists and producers to be connected. Just thought I'd put that out there, make that clear. Right, so I arrive home from Canada after a 1.5 year long treatment of treating brain damage and autoimmunity, which a lot of you will know if you've been following my journey. And I'm expecting a nice 2 weeks with my mates before I do my first ever solo show in 5 years because of my health. So I'm just like, I want a nice chill time. I want to be able to focus on rehearsing and stuff. Very early on, I wake up to a message saying, yo, your song Sick Boy has been taken down. So I look at it, and sure enough, it's been copyright striked from this guy KUJO Beats' channel. And initially I'm like, oh, this just must be some automatic fuck up. So like, I don't take it too seriously. I send him a message like, yo, there must have been a technical error or something here.
Just go. He paid for that and tagged you like, request what's going on. My channel has a copyright strike now that has millions of views, was paid through to BeatStars and even spoke about it. Yep.
No response for 2 days.
Showed that.
So I'm like, what's going on? So I check his channel, and then I see a comment of that beat that he licensed me, and I see a comment that's like, Ren has left me no choice. I'm sorry that I had to do this. And I'm like,
what?
Okay, so this was intentional. Like, what?
Ren left
like,
me, yeah,
the last
what
conversation
the fuck?
I had with this guy was months ago with him being like, yo, big up your work, it's sick.
Yeah.
So I'm like super confused about it. So I send him another email like, dude, what's going on? Again, I get absolutely no response. So I put a comment in his YouTube comment section, and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get hold of you. Why are you ignoring me? Like, I just want to resolve this amicably. What's going on? Finally, I get a response on Instagram. And for the sake of this video, I'm just going to put all of these responses in their full form so that there can be no doubt as to what happened. I'm just going to read out like the key moments and explain the key moments.
Okay.
But if anyone's like interested in deep diving so there can be no doubt as to what's happened here, feel free to pause it. If KUJO and his girlfriend, like I said, feel like I've left anything out, they're welcome to post it. I have nothing to hide about this situation. So he responds, and he tells me that he's been talking to my lawyer for months.
Hey Ren, I'm really sorry that it came to this. I especially asked my legal rep not to request a strike since I wanted to avoid this type of situation. My rep has been in contact with your lawyer, who has been exceedingly incompetent in handling the situation. Again, I'm sorry for this total cock-up. I hope you're doing okay. We have been in negotiations with this company for months, and he has yet to come forward with reasonable terms according to industry standards. So yeah, I'd like to talk and see what he says. I'm still waiting for updates. Rep BeatStars, hey man, I had no idea at all you were talking to Lalari. He should have told you. All I was told is that a couple of months ago, the choir sample hadn't been cleared, and that they were chasing us for money, and that it was being dealt with. So I just figured it being sorted behind the scenes, and that's why it's all been surprising. I was also made aware of that. I'm sorry it caused you trouble. Yeah, man. Sorry this caught you off guard. Okay. Which
I have no idea about. I've been in Canada, and he seems like quite a nice guy initially. So I'm like, okay, maybe this has all just been a misunderstanding. I remember even saying to like Connor and that, I was like, this has probably just been a misunderstanding and something's gone wrong.
It seems like
here.
that.
Don't worry. He seems like you're all right, dude. We will sort this out. But then after that little exchange, I noticed a comment.
Hold up. To all coming from Ren Sick Boy, I've waited over a year for Ren and his team to follow the terms of a contract that they signed for this beat. During this whole period, I have not issued any strikes with the faith that they would make things right. I asked my legal representative not to issue strikes initially, as I had hoped Ren and his team would do the right thing. Unfortunately, they have delayed and avoided providing any reasonable terms to my team with shamefully long periods of silence. Respect the terms of the contract, don't spread information, don't lie. Okay, that's...
In the YouTube comment section on his video saying that I'm lying about the situation.
Okay.
When I thought that we like on the same page here. So I pull him up on it, and he's like, oh no.
This paints out that I'm putting out false information. I'm not. Brother, I'm not saying that you're lying. Bro, I'm saying don't lie. I'm addressing the irate fans. I'll edit the comment to make that clear. 1 sec. You said you hoped me and my team would do the right thing. I don't even know what the issue is. I'm really not trying to damage your image, bro. Can you explain it to me? Okay, let me go edit the comment and I'll get back to you right away. Okay, this is weird. Like in public saying that and then in private saying this, you know, that's kind of two-faced, you know what I mean?
No, I didn't say you were lying. When he clearly did. That should have been like the first red flag for me, but...
Sort of gaslighty.
Give him the benefit of the doubt. I was like, okay, maybe another misunderstanding. Anyway, so I contact my lawyer to find out what the hell's happening because I'm in the dark about all of this situation. And he explains to me that I've been sold a beat with a stolen sample, with an unlicensed sample, and that the Bulgarian sample.
So basically, Ren bought a bike, and he thought it was a new bike, but the bike was stolen, and now Ren is in trouble with the bike police, and they're getting him, even though, like, what the fuck? He just thought, oh, I'm buying a bike on a normal site because the website is fine. He said that the website is fine, buying it from a legal website, and then a fuck up happens because the bike was stolen. That's basically what happens.
The Bulgarian choir sample owners,
and that's fucked up,
chased him and gone, look, you've used this beat without permission, you've used this sample without permission, and so you need to give us 50% of the publishing split. And what my lawyer's done, because we were sold a beat in good faith and it wasn't actually cleared, he's reached out to KUJO and gone, look, I think you need to absorb this for selling this in bad faith, basically. And they've gone, no, we're not going to absorb that. And then it's escalated, and they've, I think because my lawyer was being slightly slow with the responses, they also, keep in mind, I don't know any of this is happening right now. To get my attention, they issue a copyright strike on the video, which affects my YouTube channel, by the way, and the video gets taken down as a form of leverage, which is a bizarre way of dealing with things, I think, because it would have been a good idea to contact me, maybe, like anyone first, if this was getting so, like, blown up. Like, maybe the lawyers, maybe KUJO could have actually reached out to me, the artist. Nobody did. So I found that a bit bizarre. Any fucking way. Then I read.
We can talk on Instagram or email if you want. I've been in negotiations with your lawyer for months without receiving any satisfactory response. You have yet to pay me royalties to you owe. And I think it's cowardly of you to... Why is he so big on the internet, like in the comments? Because this is a YouTube comment, I can see that. Why is he so big in the YouTube comments? And then when Ren confronts him in DMs, he's like, let me just edit that and I'll come right back to you. Like, what the fuck is that? Trying to... I don't know, man. You know, I'm just assuming from what I'm seeing here, but man, I don't like this KUJO beats. This is some, if you'd ask me, this is some pussy shit.
Another comment that KUJO's posted, calling me a coward.
This is some pussy shit.
Royalties he's owed, and I'm like, what royalty? That's also, in my head, the publishers are just paying him the money, and now the situation has to change until everyone agrees on it. But I wasn't even privy to that conversation about what a fair split should be yet. So I was like, what? I don't owe you. I don't owe this guy money. Like, there's no master splits on the BeatStars contracts, by the way. So all money that comes in to KUJO, which should be paid to KUJO, rightly so, comes from the publisher, which is nothing to do with me, by the way. I explained this so many times in this conversation, by the way, and he's adamant to say, probably short of like 50 times, pay me my money. I am nothing to do with his money, right? So it's a very bizarre thing to keep saying, but I try to explain that to him patiently, never really takes it in. Anyway, he calls me a coward on this comment, so I pull him up on that. This actually starts to then rub me up a little bit.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I can understand that fully.
I pull him up on that. It's saying like, the hell, like, coward.
Up until now, Ren is 100% sensible. I'm 100% on Ren's side with whatever he's saying about the situation. I'm very curious. Also, this man, cowardly, bro. I didn't even know you're being paid publishing. But publishing has nothing to do with the actual artist. I've been frustrated with my own publisher. But if there's been a faulty registration of your publishing, then you and me both are pissed at them because I forwarded the contact from BeatStars to this exact reason. So you get all the publishing you deserve. There should be a 50-50 split. Bet I'll edit it out. Like I said, I woke up to a bunch of angry fans and it got me shook. Bro, what do you expect? If you place a piece of art in a fucking park and you place it there and everybody loves it, it's famous, you know, and you then remove it because a stupid company removes it for some stupid childish reason, you know, just a money grab reason basically, and then picker about the, oh, I don't like it when people say it was not a good choice to remove this, like, you know what I mean? God damn. This is all just getting pretty crazy way out to go about it things. I don't understand why the copyright strike would even be sent without anyone, you or me, my lawyer, telling me what's going on. I don't understand why your lawyer didn't tell you anything. This is on him. Like, was warned about it, the copyright strike? Dude, my legal rep has been talking about it for months, literally months. Okay.
Anyway, I'm still giving him the benefit of the doubt at this point. Anyway, despite this,
why?
I feel like he's
this is
missing.
Okay, on Ren, he's a good guy. But good guys like Ren, with a warm, open heart, sometimes don't know when it's enough to be nice, you know? In this situation, so he's been nice through a couple of things that I would be like, what the fuck? That's weird. I would be nice too in those. But then when the last one, about saying a coward, I would be like, okay, fuck this, you know? I'm not being nice anymore. We're not gonna be friends, do like respect to, fuck you, bro. You know?
So I still take a side on it and I go on to reinsure.
Man, I swear the music business is fucked. I've been knowing this for a minute, but so much incompetence. Whatever the case, rest assured that a split ends up being published after the sample clearance. You will get paid. I'll make sure of it. Don't stress about losing any money. Love, bro. Thanks for being so open and respectful.
For him, he'll get paid his publishing money because I want him to get paid his publishing money. Doesn't affect me in any way. So, like, I was like, yeah.
Right. So, homie, the solution is we figure out what percentages this Balconchor is wanting from acquire is wanting from the publisher. I have a feeling it's fucking stupidly high when we just talk about how to fairly do it fairly. Fuck the Lars, and I'll go back on them. We agreed on. I prefer to let my guy at the beat stores handle the legal stuff since I'm a beat maker, not a negotiator, and I have no idea what's fair and what isn't. Okay, totally fair enough. If you'd like Ren, I'll give you his contact info, then you can go talk to him direct. I just want to understand why that isn't clear in the contract.
I'll chase it up for you.
Okay.
I'll let him know that I'm happy to split publishing if there's a bit of a grey area, and I'm kind of reassuring him. It's really important to remember this, by the way, guys, because some of the lies that are posted later make me out to be really unreasonable. So I'm like, yo, if there's some simple mistake,
All I want to know is why nobody is telling me. If you were legally obliged to either inform me or clear the sample before I bought it. If yes, you should cover the publishing. If no, let's just split the publishing equally on whatever share is left over after the guys chasing the sample have their share. To me, that's not rocket science, but no one can give me a clear answer. Also, that's true. Like, everybody's being like very mysterious, but like, fuck that, bro. I hate that. Just say what the fuck is up, you know. Also, what I still totally don't understand is why there was a copyright strike on a YouTube video, which has absolutely nothing to do with publishing. Because whether or not you or your representatives, that's a really fucking weird thing to do. That's harmed my own hard work. It has. Yep. I don't care about whether the splits end up. All I care about what's legally right or wrong here. So I don't understand why no one can give me an answer. It's so simple to me. Yeah.
Split the publishing. It's cool. I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
Ren is kind of standing his ground, but also still kind of being respectful. Sometimes I think I would stand my ground here a little bit because this is true. This is harming his work. So stand your ground.
So he comes back to me and lies more. He says, it's always up to the performer to clear the sample. It's up to the producer.
It's always up to the performer to clear the sample, but in case you see, we're willing to make concessions for you to get a fair share. That video would be completely taken down.
But unless there's been a conversation. But in this case, as you can see, we're willing to make concessions for you to get your fair share. So actually, it's me making the concessions here because he sold a stolen sample. And I'm like, you know what? You can still have some publishing split, right? So like, I'm actually being the one that's being quite reasonable here. And he's flipped on his head like, we'll be good to you, you know, because I've done nothing wrong in this situation. Anyway, I was like, and then he says, I was under the impression you would have received a warning. I had no idea that the video would be completely taken down. Another lie, as you'll see soon. He and his lawyer agreed to take this video down as a form of leverage. It was our only possible negotiation tactic to get a response. Maybe message me. They're scratching their head. How can we get a response? Okay, we'll take his video down, issue a copyright strike, which also, I didn't actually violate the contract. Not intentionally. So the only possible tactic, dude, message me, send me an email. Like, you've messaged me before to tell me that you love my work, so like, send me an email about this. Anyway, He says he also wants to wrap it up immediately and get the song back online. Another lie, as you will see later on, because he decides to stick to his guns and use the video as leverage. Anyway, the plot thickens. I get an email from their lawyer, and I'm not going to share it in case they start claiming I'm sharing things I'm not supposed to. But I get an email, and it says, on top of the publishing split, they want a £3,000 payment, right? They want a 15% retroactive split of the master, which has nothing to do with publishing, which means like 15% of everything the song has ever made since it came out. Retroactively, so since it's come out to this moment and then into the future, when I've paid for an unlimited sample, unlimited license beat, and with that you're talking money from record sales, you're talking money from streaming things, you're talking all of that when they haven't put any effort into promoting the song. He's made a beat and he's stolen part of the beat, and he wants 15% of everything the song has ever made for that, plus the £3,000 advance. Out of principle, I wasn't going to give him that. But because like may have been slightly open to negotiations if they hadn't used the song as leverage and actually treated me like a decent person. I hadn't put like lies about the situation, right? But nah, out of principle, I wasn't going to agree to that. And also to clarify, when I've been in rooms with producers and we've made a song from scratch, I've done a lot of like 50-50 splits, or I've done like 25-75, or with other collaborated artists, we just agree on a split that's like 50-50, 25. So, you know, like 15% isn't outrageous, right? What's outrageous is that they already sold it with an unlimited license right from the get-go. So you go into BeatStars thinking, I'm buying an unlimited license for this much money, right? And I was broke at the time when I bought that beat. So it's like you go into the situation buying something, and then later on down the line it can come back and sting you if they go, oh, this slight thing, well, we found a loophole here, which means that now you owe us all this money, right? So it's like, it was kind of unfair, because say you buy a painting off somebody for £10, and then the price of it rises exponentially because maybe the painter dies or something, or he becomes really popular. You don't then just go back to the person you sold it to and go, that painting's worth like 20 times more now, give me a bit more money for it, because the transaction's been done. And that's kind of how I felt about the BeatStars thing. It wasn't about me losing money, it was about the principle of like, we've stepped into this agreement, and I was in full faith thinking I was buying an unlimited sample, but that's unlimited license, sorry, but that's not actually what's happened, is it? Right? And it says that if I don't agree to this, they're within their right to claim 100% of the song because I have breached something in the contract, right? Now, this is what I breached. Apparently, Content ID was turned on the track, okay, on YouTube. As you'll see from my earlier on in this video, I actually specifically requested Content ID was turned off, and my YouTube guide did turn it off. There has been something to do with the distribution where somewhere along the line, even after I specifically requested this, it may have gotten turned on at some point, right? Where this doesn't actually make any money, which we've got proof of, because I actually let reactors, I let content creators monetize their own videos where they're reacting to my songs. I've done this since the start because I believe that everyone should get paid. It helps promote me. I'm not losing out. Everyone's a winner. A rising tide lifts all ships, baby. So
Ren is a fucking good guy. I love Ren.
Like, I'm like, they're using this as leverage, but legally, but thus is the world. They actually had something to lean on with that. So they were like, look, if you don't agree to these terms, 15% retroactive master split, this share on publishing, and a £3,000 advance against the master, we're going to take 100% of what you own. At this point, I'm obviously pretty annoyed, which is pretty understandable, right? Anyway, at this point, they've got my attention, so there's no reason they need to use the video for Sick Boy as leverage, right? So I give them a fair warning. I'm like, mate, if you don't put the video back up on Friday, I'm going to have to put a public post explaining why it's down. And I give him a fair warning, which is also important to remember, because later on he plays the victim, saying that I've put a post encouraging my fans to bully him, which I didn't.
That is standing his ground. That is 100% standing his ground.
Gave him a fair warning about it. I never once encouraged them to bully him. I just needed to explain why my video was down, because this was proper stressing me out, and I feel like I didn't want to be silenced about the whole situation. The time comes around, I put the post out, and I'm always still thinking for like a positive solution here. So I have like a brainwave of like, oh, I've got a brilliant solution, right? So I approach him and I'm like, dude, look, I know that things have got complicated here, but out of principle, I don't really want to budge on the master split for this thing, but I've got a much better idea, because a lot of my fan base are like now giving him, because I put the public post out, a lot of my fan base are giving him grief, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want this guy's life to get ruined because of this. Like, despite how frustrated it's made me, I don't want this guy to get ruined. I don't want him to get abused about it. I just wanted to get the song back. That was the thing. So like, I sent him a message. I'm like, dude, look, I thought of the thing, because I am a man of principle. I didn't want to bend to threats and stuff about the song being claimed 100%. So I'm like, I've got a much better idea. Let's make a song. We'll split it 50-50 down the middle. Master, publishing, everything. A song from scratch. Then if we do that way, it'll be like a fuck you to the industry. Yeah, you and me on a track. You'll make way more money this way, because it's 50-50.
That's a really good
You'll
idea.
also get my fan base on your side. It's going to be a great thing, because I'm always
really
like, I want
good
to look
idea.
forward. I don't want to look backwards.
Really
I don't want to look
fucking
at all
smart.
these things that happened in the past. I'm like,
That's really smart.
this is actually going to make him even more. And he rejected it. He turned it down, which I still think to this day is a bit of a silly move given what happened.
What the fuck? It massively benefits him. Yeah, and what the fuck? And he's patronizing him. I feel for you, Ren. I really do. Oh, little Ren. I feel for you, little Ren. Fuck you, Kudai Beats. Kiss my booty cheeks. That rhymes.
What happened next, but it's a shame, man. And if you're watching this, you really should have taken that. I'm sure you are watching it. You really should have taken that deal. It was brilliant. Not only would it set you up with a...
If I was in that situation, I would never get in this. If I ever worked together with Ren, I would never get in this situation. But let's say I was in this situation and I was Kudai Beats, I would have fucking taken that. That is, from a business perspective, fucking smart. No, but my feelings and my emotions. Grow up, man.
way more money, which is obviously what you most care about in this situation. But it would also got loads of my fans on your side, which would also set you up for all things that you release independently as well, and you'd have come out this looking good. Shame. I offered you that olive branch. I offered quite a few olive branches on numerous occasions, which you weren't interested in. Then after that, there's a post on Instagram saying that I've stolen samples from people, which is bizarre because I never have. So I send him a message being like, he said that a British artist has got in touch with him and been like, REN steal samples, which is obviously complete made up bullshit, right? So I messaged him about that. I'm like, what samples have I stolen? The Vera Hall one that I just put out, totally cleared. We cleared that with publishing company because I actually don't like steal my samples. And then any covers that I've done, they're just on YouTube. You're allowed to do that because there's a cover license on YouTube. So like, what are you talking about? To which he then just like ignores it, takes the post down, and then like and then just goes on some other fucking tangent. So it's like kind of grasping at straws here to make me look like the bad guy. So we arranged to have this call with the lawyers and KUJO, and I'm actually really excited to have the call because it's the first time I can talk to KUJO face to face, deal with this like grown-ups, like adults, and talk to each other.
Don't worry, guys. Jennifer's gonna make a sign. Hey, Jennifer, you make that sign, girl. You make 2 signs. I think they don't get it. Make 2 signs.
But it's not how it pans out. So we get on the call, and the first thing that happens is the lawyer just says, look, Ren, I think that you taking this public was very unprofessional. And I was like, hold on a second. I wasn't the person who took this public, first of all. Like, taking the video down is an aggressive move. And also, I didn't take it public, first of all. KUJO was commenting countless things on his YouTube before I even make the comment, calling me a liar, a coward, a numb. So like, to say that I took this public, nah, I just responded to what happened and then explained to my fans while the song was down. Those posts are still up for everyone to see. All the posts on his comments are still there for everybody to see. So first of all, it's kind of like, we got into it straight away with me like having to be like, I put it straight and then everyone was like, okay, yeah, fair enough.
How long does it go on?
The funniest thing about that call is KUJO was on it. He did not say a single word. Even when I like addressed him with questions, his lawyer would interject and go, I can answer that. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to talk to the person who's like, you know, like an adult. I want to talk to this person.
No, it's a kid. Kudai is a kid in his head. Just a fucking kid.
My lawyer there's even a moment where my lawyer's like, look, I want to address this question to Kujo. Do you actually feel like this situation is fair? He says nothing, and the lawyer interjects again. So for that whole call, which, you know, took about half an hour, 40 minutes, he didn't say a single word. And I thought that was disrespectful.
Yeah, cowardly.
Given the circumstances. He later claimed that it was because he doesn't legally know enough and it should be...
Man-child. Yeah, he says it himself. Bro, fuck. Oh, my God. Man.
Between the lawyers, but no, man. Like, regardless of your legal knowledge, we can still have a conversation like adults. Like,
You're still humans. You have a mouth. You can do blah, 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 blah. You can talk, right? Jesus.
I'm not here to try and like intimidate or anything like that. I want to talk to you, like a grown-up, brother.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen. I wasn't afforded that luxury. I was talking a fair bit on that call about how I felt about the situation and what I felt was right.
Yeah.
And I also said on that call that I didn't think that a retroactive split was right, because of all the reasons I've mentioned. But
yeah,
it is what it is, man. And then we came off the call, and I felt pretty let down by it, to be honest. This is where the plot gets even more ridiculous. And I'm sorry this is a long video, guys, but
it is a long video.
This is mad, and this is emotionally exhausting, this bit. So I read a bunch of comments on Instagram from this person talking about the contract, saying things that aren't actually in the contract. I'm like, who the f is this? So I messaged him and be like, yo, by the way, you're misinformed. The contract actually doesn't state that it's on me to clear the samples. Then I click on the profile. I realise that it's Kujo's girlfriend, so I immediately unsend all those messages. Because to be honest, look, he was getting grief from my fans, and I think to myself, you know what? He needs someone supporting him, even though that he's been an arsehole. I don't want to like start messaging his girlfriend and shit. Whatever. I'll leave her out of this. But she sees
you're still. It's gentleman's code, you know. REN is following the gentleman's. The bro code.
The messages, and she instigates the conversation, says, have you done an oopsie? We start chatting for a long time. We'll put those...
What? Hold up. What?
Shit, whatever. I'll leave her out of this. But she sees that I've unsent the messages, and she instigates the conversation, says, have you done an oopsie?
Yeah, I didn't realize you knew Kudo. I was trying to explain myself here, but I don't affect any personal relationships. Not interested in him being screwed over publishing at all. Yeah, that's good.
We start chatting for a long time. We'll put those messages up so that you can read it. It actually ends up being... It seems to me like it's like semi-amicable after a while of talking to each other. Like, you can pause this and read this if you want. It's like, basically the long and short of it is like, she feels like Kujo's been misrepresented and feels like it's a lot of the industry's fault, my lawyer's fault and stuff like that, which is kind of what Kujo feels like, right? She then threatens to break my kneecaps, which, even though it's a little bit out of pocket, you know me, I laugh about it. The thing that rubs me up about things like that is, if that had been the other way around, I never actually once got violent about this situation. If that had been the other way around, they would have been like, REN's such a violent... Later on, they would have been like, REN's such a violent person, or using bully tactics, because they've spoken about like how I'm using bully tactics by simply talking about the situation publicly, transparently. She also gaslights...
You're always the bad guy.
...me by saying, you know, like, imagine what would have happened if he had mental health issues. I have a very long list of mental health issues. I am the person with mental health issues. You're not considering what it does to my mental health, are you? When you take down a song that means that much to me, a song that I've poured into, that I'm exposing a part of me that's very vulnerable about my health journey. Like, you're not considering that, are you? All I've done is post publicly.
It's all money game.
About the situation. I've never told anybody to send you guys abuse or anything like that. And actually, if anybody's watching this right now, for clarity, even though I am very annoyed about the situation, I don't want anyone to send them abuse. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm annoyed about the situation, but it's done now. The song's down. It's gone. Do you know what I mean?
So like, never do that. Like,
I'm not
you can say here in the stream, you know, or whatever you want to do, like, fuck this guy, or I'm saying it right now, like, fuck that dude. Like, he fucked him over. Like, fuck that Kujai, or whatever his name is. Kujo. Fuck that dude. But I'm not going to go to his Instagram and send him messages or whatever, you know. And I would encourage nobody to do that. Like, fuck that. Don't waste your time on that bullshit.
Trying to ruin somebody's life over this. I'll have my own form of revenge, as you'll see at the end of this video, but I'm not trying to ruin anyone's life over this. So like, if they say to me that I'm trying to incentivize stuff like that, I'm not, guys. I don't want you to go and abuse them, right? But it is up to me to talk about this situation fairly. So like, we seem to make some middle ground. She's even talking to me about like her ADHD and knows that I've got ADHD and like, you know, maybe we've just got, so I'm like, you know what? She seems pretty level-headed, right? So like, cool. You know what? Maybe these guys are, it's just a big misunderstanding and we can figure a way to amicably sort this out. And I say to her, look, yeah, I'm happy to split the publishing, but I don't really want to split the master out of principle because I bought this, right? You know, but then at this point I start being like, you know what? Maybe I'll split some of the master for the future stuff just to get this out of the way. Even though I don't believe I should because they've stolen the beat with a stolen sample. I'm like, if this just gets this over the line, I'm happy to split the future master. I even say that in the email thread to the lawyers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I'm conceding a little bit here because I just want this situation done with. We end on a good note in this conversation. Then the next morning, I wake up to posts from her all over my Reddit lying about the contract. And then I see a comment on Anthony Ray's video where he's talking about the situation from her saying this is what the contract says. And she made up. She wrote a whole passage that wasn't even in our contract. It was completely made up. So after her being super nice to me behind the scenes in this conversation and feeling like I wake up to read this and I'm like, I start losing my mind because I'm like, these guys, they're like, they pretend they're on my side and then it's just like they publicly post all this stuff. So I'm like, I put her up on it. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, first of all, this is defamation. You can't be out here like making up stuff that's not even in the contract, you know? So she's like... Yeah, it's ridiculous. Right, so next I find a bunch of messages on Reddit.
You're always the bad guy. You're always the bad guy.
KUJO's girlfriend lying about the contract, which I'm going to put up here, which is actually very illegal, by the way. No, I won't be pressing charges over it. I just want to get this situation out of the way, but... So I'm just going to put all these up for you to pause and read if you want to. It's ridiculous, basically. She also says...
Hello, C-Lad.
Obviously upset, so I wasn't the most cooperative. As you guys, if you skip back in this video,
Ren was obviously upset when he wasn't the most cooperative. He refused to fully acknowledge that the mistakes end up causing KUJO not to get paid royalties. Wasn't heart of all this. Shares in the song. Ren kept on threatening to sue and go public. Bro, fuck off, man. Fucking this is small dick behavior. It doesn't matter if you're a lady or a man. It's just small PP behavior, this.
You'll see I was extremely cooperative when I found out what was going on. I was being very amicable when I was trying to offer KUJO solutions and being amazingly supportive and sympathetic. I refused to fully acknowledge that a mistake on my end causing KUJO not to get paid was at the heart of all of this. It wasn't. A stolen sample was at the heart of all of this. Yes, the publishers, right, failed to correctly register KUJO, which wasn't anything to do with me. They've now remedied that and there'll be a back payment for whatever percentage we end up on. No money's been lost here, right? That is something that was the publisher's fault, which I was very annoyed about, which I actually sent a message to the publishers about, explaining how annoyed I was about that situation, fighting for KUJO in that, when I didn't have to fight for KUJO because he was being a prick, right? So I sent that message to them anyway, fighting on KUJO's side, because despite all of this, I am a man of principle still, right? I kept threatening to sue and go public. No, I didn't. I wasn't threatening to sue. I did say I would go public if my song carried on being used as leverage. I gave them a very fair warning because they didn't need to use the song, the video as leverage, and they kept on doing that. That was because I kept getting hundreds of messages a day from my fans being like, where's the video, where's the video? And I wanted to address it all at once. And I also felt like I was being treated extremely unfairly, right? I had to accept by giving up all my shares of the song in exchange for a fixed fee. Yeah, that was something between my lawyers. Ren took in public the next morning. Yes, I did.
Claimed to me and publicly that he'd been chasing publishing money for over a year with no reply, which is why I was so annoyed, as did his girlfriend. This was another lie as proven in the next screenshots. KUJO has been asking the publishing firms. Contact KUJO and given publishing. Did you ever reach? I just woke up and have ADHD, so no fucking memory, not sense of time whatsoever. Okay. I can show you screenshots to prove a little claim you were reaching out. Can't help you there.
Right, let's take this home now. At this point, I've just lost all amicability, right?
Yeah.
I'm pissed.
I would have lost it already, like, I think at the third time that KUJO was fucking up and doing some weird shit. As soon as he would call me a coward in fucking comments, I would have lost my shit. You know, I would be like, okay, well, this is where I draw the line. Ren has been really nice to this guy throughout this whole process.
Off.
Nice and respectful.
I messaged KUJO's girlfriend and him saying, it's the first time I've threatened to sue, but I'm like, if I see any more lies from you guys about this situation, I will sue you guys. Because it's like, that's my public image. Like, I pride myself on the fairness that I show everyone that I work with, right? And my principles. And I'm also very against greed, and I stand against it militantly, which a lot of you will know from my work and how I treat people. How I treat people that I work with, right? So them spreading this stuff that I'm trying to be greedy here massively hurts my public image. So I was like, if you guys lie anymore about this, yeah, I'm going to do something about it, basically.
Yeah. And
then I'm talking to KUJO and things get more heated. We get another email from their lawyer saying, you know, like, if you won't agree to our terms, we will take 100% of the song. That's where we stand on it. That is final. If you do not agree to this retroactive master split, we're taking everything. So I messaged back. I'm going to show you that email. I messaged back, essentially summarizing this email. I just say, I'm going to take down the song myself. I'm fed up of this. I'm fed up of you threatening me with my own song that I poured myself into. I've explained what it means to me. I explained to both of them what it means to me.
Yep.
So I'm like, I'm taking it down myself. I don't want to let them win over this. I've been in situations in the music industry before where I had to concede because I was broke and I just had to let a powerful, greedy person win over me, you know, like, and I know this is not the same situation. It's not like KUJO is like this in this huge position of power here, but how they've dealt with this whole situation was ridiculous. So I was like,
yep, I agree.
Rather than like bend to this leverage and just out of principle, I'm just going to take the song off. And it's ironic, man, because the song is about greed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it hurts me a lot that it's down now. It proper hurts me, man. I can't stress that enough because of what the song was and what the song meant to me, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. So I sent these emails. I also sent a mass email out to everybody, the publisher, KUJO, the lawyers involved, just saying how disappointed I am across the board, even from people on my side. I was just disappointed at how this whole situation been dealt with, because ultimately at the core of this situation, the only person getting proper hurt financially from this is me, right? Because of my hard work that I've done to promote this music, because of my story and how that's been exploited. I'm the person who will suffer future losses for the earnings, and regardless of earnings, fuck earnings for a second. That song I was proud of.
Let me check one thing really quick, because I want to see if my Sick Boy video... Sick Boy... copyright, let's see. No copyright. Okay, so there's no copyright. Okay, that's good. If there was any copyright on this, going to KUJO Beats or whatever, I would have taken it down.
Of what it meant to people, I was proud of. The messages that I get from people every day, telling me like how much they relate to the song, how much it helps them through difficult times, you know, like that's gone now. That's taken away from people. So yeah, I'm pissed off.
He's almost about to cry.
Anyway, so I send that email out. Me and KUJO share some pretty heated words. If you're a petty person, you'll probably like to pause on some of this. It's
some of this, I almost paused on everything.
Heated words. If you're
I have time for none of this out of principle. I'm not paying you a mass split. You've done like I'm pretty rich coming from you, mate. Anyhow, tell him your terms. Let's finish this. I've multiple times, you know, my terms, but that's irrelevant. I don't give a fuck about the details anymore. I just want this to be over and get my bag. Fuck that guy, man. Fuck that dude.
a petty person, you'll probably like to pause on some of this. It's ridiculous. One of the things that took the piss the most that he said when I just lost my cool at this point. I lost all piss.
Hold up.
One of the...
You didn't say a sentence. That's because I let the professionals handle the business like an adult. Man-child, bro. Speak, you said nothing. It's actually pathetic. Yeah, because they was trying to play me stupid as, hey, what the fuck? Like, what the... Ah! This gets me angry. This is like... I cannot handle this. He acting like a motherfucking kid the whole time. I want to punch this guy, man. Fucking hell. You sold an unlicensed sample and chasing money, more money than you're owed. Where's my fucking money then? Boom! Okay.
The things that took the piss the most that he said when I just lost my cool.
Not gonna listen to your message. Just want to let you know. Think it's done dirty as fuck. This whole things just from one artist to another. I'm sorry it came so far. It got so fucked up. I advise the same brother, suggesting you take down a song about even contacting the artist. If you don't want to listen, then I'll say it here. If I say one more lie with your GF, I'll sue for defamation, so be careful. Stick to facts. Don't threaten me, idiot. We never lied. It's a promise. Unlike you and your fans, your girlfriend literally wrote a whole passage, not in the contract. Whatever. And you literally said to me that it was my responsibility to clear the samples multiple times. Can we stop the petty shot?
At this point, I lost all patience. One of the funny things he said after all this was like, if you really cared about your fans, then you would leave them the song. So he was turning it around on...
Cared about your fans, then you would leave them the song. I'm not trying to chase shit when you expect my bag.
Me, when he'd used the song as leverage, he said, if you cared about your fans, you leave it up for them. Then he said, I'm letting my pride and ego get in the way because I'm not paying him money that I didn't think he deserved for selling a stolen beat, right? He's saying that that's my ego. It's my ego's fault. And then he's just saying, he kept saying, just pay me, let me get my bag. I want the money, just give me my money. I explained to him again, like, dude, I'm not the person that pays you the money. I've explained this to you so many times. It's the publisher.
Why are we still talking? Just pay me. Dude, how many times? I'm not a publisher. That money is between you and the publisher. Right, then peace. Your music sucks, by the way. Bro, hey man, let me look KUJO beats up. Let's listen to KUJO beats. KUJO beats. Let's see. 3K subs. 3K subs! I have more subs than KUJO beats. REN fans. Oh, wait, this is 3 hours ago. Hold up, this is new. Hey, this is the juice, guys. REN has threatened me to sue for libel if I lied about him online. So here I'm with the facts. REN has repeatedly refused to honor the terms we agreed to in a video call. Bro, no. I've never intended to take 100% for REN, only my fair deserved share. At this time, I remain unpaid from the thousands he had made from my work. Bro, shut the fuck up. My time, my blood, my sweat and tears. I'm a man-child. Instead of joining the echo chamber like mindless drums. Oh, I'm gonna reply to this. I'm gonna reply to this. I'm saying, KUJO, you've literally stated multiple times that you are a man-child. So keep within your own boundaries and don't try to gain more than you've already gained. From my perspective, you should just keep on making beats and let this all go. Just like REN, who is handling this as a mature person. Furthermore, you are the one who has been lying the most. You are inconsistent. You are a inconsistent backpedaling. Ooh. Backpedaling. You are a inconsistent backpedaling liar who also tried multiple times, because I've noticed this, to gaslight REN after publicly calling him a coward and so forth. Please tell him to grow up. Grow up. You can't hide behind the term man-child forever. Facing the facts is something we learn at a young age. But I guess with your case, you are a anomaly. Peace. And your beats suck. And respectfully, your beats suck. Because he said REN's music sucks, right? Right? REN's music sucks. Peace. And respectfully, your beats suck. Fuck you, bro. Fuck this dude. Now, guys, this is... How do you say namens? Hold up. Namens? Oh yeah, this is on behalf... This message right here is on behalf of all the Plumers. Okay? So this is a message from all of us. Fuck this dude.
Just to shut him up, man. So it's like, I could have been even more petty and dug my feet in there, but I just want the situation over with. So the song's down. The funniest comment that I'm going to end this on, because this is going to be some album artwork, by the way. Single artwork, sorry. This is the next announcement. He goes, alright, peace. Your music sucks, by the way.
Yeah, his beats suck. Which is
really funny, considering, you know, the message earlier where he told me that it was an honor, or it was like, it was really good to work with me, you know. Funny. It's funny, hypocritical. Funny. But yeah, sure, my music sucks, brother. Cool. That's going to be the single artwork, which leads me to my last point, ladies and gentlemen. I'm releasing a song about this whole situation, and it's dedicated to KUJO. And it's coming out next week. It's coming out a week today.
Hell yeah.
It's called KUJO Beatdown.
KUJO Beatdown.
And I love it. We made an amazing video for it. I made a beat. By the way, the beat has no unlicensed samples in it. I made the whole thing myself. I wrote all the lyrics myself, all the beats are mine. And that'll be going up on YouTube and Spotify next week.
Okay.
I'll also be recreating Sick Boy, because those lyrics and that arrangement is mine. So for the anniversary of Sick Boy, the album, you will be getting Sick Boy, the beat, remade, bigger and better than ever, without KUJO's input.
Oh, we're gonna watch that, ladies and gentlemen.
Look forward to that as well. And then there's also a third song dropping. There's a little bit more positive. Next week's song is angry, all right? I'm just going to warn you there. And before KUJO and his, like, before they start complaining about blah, 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 artistic license here, you know what? I've said my piece. I'm not interested in ruining your life, bro, but I felt like I needed to get it out somehow. And so I got it out somehow. And I hope you're watching this, man. And I hope you enjoy the song, because it's dedicated to you, baby. Anyway, guys, I know that this was a long video, but and why you don't have a song
that's
that means so much to so many people.
Good shit. We'll see if KUJO responds. That'll be really funny. Oh, a lot of more people responded, but not to me, right? They just responded. Yeah.